Aside from sci-fi thrillers and fantasy, harem is one of the most popular and well-read webtoon genres. Harem is well known for its unusual narrative, in which the main character is surrounded by several love interests. One of the key reasons for the harem's success is that it can be applied to many different genres such as fantasy, horror, sci-fi, and the most popular action genre. However, with the increasing number of harem comics available, finding a good harem manga with a good plot that is both fun and intriguing is difficult. That is why we have come. This list contains the top 10 action harem manhwa that will undoubtedly transport you to different realms. So let's get into it. Starting with number 10 on the list, Secret Player. The environment was captured by an artificial intelligence system which transformed reality into a gaming map filled with creatures and NPCs. When an unknown player murdered Na Sangye's family, a mysterious voice told him to become a player in order to bring his family back. Na Sangye registers as a player to discover the truth and save his family. This manhwa's premise is innovative, however its execution falls a little short, and the world building isn't the best. The main character has the ability to cheat, although he can only utilize it during the tutorial. Overall, the art is excellent, and the side characters are beautifully written. The combat sequences are fantastic and deliver a punch. Moving to the 9th spot on the list, Heaven's Souls. The world has been confronted with a new menace. Alien invaders are creating devastation, and only one crew is capable of stopping them. This is the story of brave women who face off against these extraterrestrial adversaries. This story is so entertaining to read. The art is good and the personalities are generally amusing. Overall, this is an excellent harem story with adequate action. Read it if you want to pass the time. Moving to the 8th spot on the list, I Log In Alone. 26-year-old young Siwoo never had any friends since he was uninteresting to them. He had an ordinary life as an ordinary person in an ordinary world. However, the Earth experienced a significant change when mysterious floating sky castles appeared. The sky castles gave certain individuals wings and powers, but Siwoo was not one of them. I disagree with the commonly held belief that many manhwas are copies of solo leveling. This manhwa, like many others, is a comparable genre rather than a duplicate. It is, in my opinion, of good quality and pleasant. This one will more than satisfy if you're seeking a good boost. The art is appealing, the tale is engaging, and the characters are all distinct. It's absolutely something I'd suggest to anyone who appreciates witnessing a talented main character progress from weak to powerful. Moving to the 7th spot on the list, God of the Game of God. The protagonist doesn't get much support or respect at home, but his true identity is that of a professional online gamer who is famous and rich, a star gamer nicknamed God of Game. Suddenly, three beauties intruded into his double identity life, and Myung-in learns a shocking truth from them. The elites of society play something called the Game of Gods. If you win, you receive superhuman abilities and powers, and you can basically rule the real world. This is a decent story to read, the characters are well developed, and the art is really good. If you're seeking some overpowered characters with badass fighting moments, then this is for you. Moving to the 6th spot, The Max Level Hero Strikes Back. This manga has some of the most beautiful art and a superbly overpowered main character. The weak prince of an insignificant country, Prince Davy, after becoming comatose, his soul escaped into the temple where the souls of the heroes had gathered. He trained for 1,000 years and he has not returned as a max level hero. The main character has trained in the art of assassination. He is an expert in holy magic and a necromancer. When he opens his eyes, he realizes that behind all these things was a major conspiracy. As a result, he begins his royal life and seeks vengeance. Jumping to the 5th spot on the list is Never Die Extra. The primary character is a professional player of the game Demon King Palace. However, there is an additional character named Evan in it. Evan is a cursed character who must be kept alive till the end. The main character is resurrected as that extra Evan in the Demon King Palace game, and he now needs to dodge all of Evan's death flags in the future. He begins recruiting and training superhuman personalities in order to withstand any assassination attempts on him. This manhwa is both adorable and heartwarming. The main character is reborn as a lovely child who is also highly intelligent. Art is more on the adorable side. The secondary characters are likewise nicely developed. For the time being, there is no action. The plot's pacing is equally sluggish, yet it never becomes tedious. If you're looking for a good action harem story, give this a try. Moving to the 4th spot on the list, How to Use a Returner. Jaeyoung is thrown into a game of life and death with the lowest stats, but he has one skill on his side, the ability to read other players' status. He finds the opportunity of his life when he discovers that Hyunsung is a returner to the world, so he must stick next to him and game his way out of the tutorial. This is the narrative of how the main character dupes others into believing they need him in exchange for safety and rewards. It is a standard story, yet it manages to stand out. Overall, the art is good and the characters are well presented, so give it a try. Moving to the third spot on the list, the Demon Prince goes to the academy. The main character is thrown into an endgame situation as his story starts off with the hero fighting the Demon Lord in the Demon King's castle. In a world that was created from one of his novels, the person he reincarnated as isn't overpowered as you'll see in many stories. Overall, the story of an author trapped inside his own work is told in a funny and exciting way. The main character is Chad. Though weak, he doesn't let others discredit him. The art is decent and the characters are very good. You should definitely not miss out on this one. Moving to the second spot on the list, Memorize. Soo-hyun uses his apex authority to travel back in time and repair his regrettable history. The story is about an overpowered main character exploiting his understanding and abilities from his previous life to become more powerful, given that the art is amazing and the characters are strong. Overall, Memorize is well worth reading if you're looking for a mystery action love story with an overpowered main character. All you have to do is offer it some time and perseverance, and you'll be fascinated with it with all your senses. Reaching the first spot on the list, The Greatest Mage returns after 400 years. This manhwa begins when Fry chooses to end his torment once and for all when the ghost of the protagonist comes to life after 400 years and takes over his weaker body. Despite this, his knowledge becomes oppressive and icy. It's one of the saddest reincarnation sequences you'll ever read. Overall, the story is excellent and the art is wonderful. If you're seeking an action harem manhwa with an overpowered main character who is transferred from the land of the dead to live his second life, you've come to the right place. This series is well worth your time. That's all we have for today. If you find your next read on this list, then give us a thumbs up and share the video with your friends. Also give us your suggestions in the comment section below, since it helps us to give you more recommendations and present to you a better content every time. And remember to press the red button for more videos in the near future. Thank you for your time. We'll talk again soon.